Town TV and This Town magazine is more than just about advertising. It's a network set up to help small businesses and people with talent in and around Southend, hopefully to achieve a better future. Hiya, Richard Morley, This Town TV. I'm outside JJ Sweets. Now you've got to come here. If you've got a sweet tooth like me, you'll love it. Cola cubes, cola bottles, rhubarb and custard, blackjacks, fruit salads, the lot. And if you like your ice cream, they also do Ross's ice cream, all different flavours, sauces, the lot. Now JJ's is right opposite the Hamlet Court pub, down the road from Westcliff train station. So if you're finishing work and you're walking up Hamlet Court Road, pop in there and get your sweets.
Okay, Rich, you ready to do your bit to the camera now?
Yeah.
Okay, right. You got a little something on your face.
What?
Yeah.
Where, hang on. Have I got it? This is another one of my favourite shops in Southend. Anything that's rock and roll, and it's quite literally anything that's rock and roll. CDs, tapes, and rock and roll memorabilia. Let's go and have a word with Stuart and see what we can see.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Good vibrations.
With Stuart from Anything That's Rock and Roll. I just want to ask you a little bit about the shop. How did it all come about?
Well, I think the first thing is I've always had a passion for music, or rock and roll music in particular.
Yeah.
I've been had my own business in financial services for the last 25 years. Yeah. And about a year ago, just over a year ago, the broker who I put all my business through decided out of the blue to pack up, which left me in a fairly awkward position for my business and for my clients.
Yeah.
I spent about 8 months trying to find another broker without much success, and in the end I got so frustrated with it.
Yeah.
One night I just decided I'd had enough and decided to open a rock and roll music shop, which is something which I'd always sort of dreamed of doing.
Yeah. Was you always a collector of records in any way before you started this then? Was it something you was always doing?
Yes, I was. I didn't have a massive collection, but I've always sort of, if I've gone past a record shop, I've always popped in to see what they've got in there. Yeah. Anything from sort of 50s rock and roll right through to music of today, Metallica, that sort of thing. And yes, I've visited many record shops over the years, and when I set this up, I tried to bring in the sort of what I felt were the best parts of each of the shops I'd been to. Yeah. And just try and create something which I'd wanted to do.
But how long has the shop been here? How long has it been established?
It opened on August the 1st last year, so we're coming up through 8 months now. The response locally has been great from local people, and I'm obviously, as the name gets around, I'm getting more collectors coming in from further afield now. That's probably the hardest thing, is getting the name out there and people knowing I'm here.
Yeah.
I'd obviously love to be in the high street, but the costs involved are astronomical. So this is the best I can do. I'm quite happy with the position I'm in, and you know, it is slowly growing.
So have you come across any like specialist records, like some sort of Beatles album that's like worth thousands or anything like that? Have you got anything like that?
I have, yes. I've come across a couple of quite rare records. If they're in good condition, they generally go on eBay, because that's where you can make the most money from them. The knowledge of what to look for is immense, and I'm learning all the time. I've got a pal called Glenn who helps me in the shop, whose knowledge is 100 times more than mine, and between us we'll look at buying collections, and obviously we do hope that something rare will come up which we can either sell through the shop for collectors or put on eBay, and the money hopefully which I'll make from eBay helps to supplement the money which I'm making through the shop, trying to cover the expenses here.
So what about your own personal collection? Is there something in there that you got, like a treasure of yours that you hold close to your heart?
Probably not really. I mean, going back, probably my main time was the early 70s when I was heavily into status quo in those days. But I like all sorts. I say I like Metallica, went to see them at Wembley. I'm going up a couple of weeks to see the Wild Hearts in Nottingham. I like all sorts of music, from punk stuff, you know, you name it, anything, as it says on the shop, anything that's rock and roll. You know, I'll go with anything. I'm also finding that some of the records that come into the shop, whilst obviously they're all mine now because I've bought them all, there are a certain number which don't end up on the shelves, and they end up back in my collection at home when I come across something which I haven't got. So it's always growing. So
what do you ultimately want to achieve with this shop? What's your main goal to achieve with it?
Well, what I'd like to do is, first of all, is to have something for everybody. So I stock everything from the 50s up to now. So there's always something, you know, for any era to look at. I'd also like to, at some point, get the shop turned into something resembling an old 50s style coffee bar. I want the shop to be somewhere where people enjoy coming to the shop and will enjoy coming back again and get a regular clientele. That's where the money will come from, rather than just selling CDs or vinyl. It's going to be hard work to make that a success. I'm never going to become rich at it. But if I can get people liking the shop and enjoying coming back and having a coffee and that type of thing, I think that's the way forward for me. It's just trying to create a shop that people like coming to, they'll like coming back to, and you say the social side of it. If I can tie in the teas and coffees with listening to music, and hopefully at the same time they'll look around the shelves and people will buy a few bits at the same time. That's what I'd really like to achieve to make it a success.
Thanks a lot, Stuart.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers. I'm at O'Neill's. I'm standing next to Ken the Cowboy, and he's running the open mic tonight at O'Neill's. And the name is FRETZ, isn't it?
FRETZ, yeah, FRETZ. It's just an open mic, gives everybody a chance to, young and old, you know, to get on stage, play a bit of music, enjoy themselves, do something they enjoy doing, getting away from the telly. You know, so just sitting there watching Corrie or something, you know, and come down and let their hair down, you know, this week, just have a really good time.
So, can anyone just come along and not have a go, or?
Absolutely anybody, yeah. What we've done last week, for the first time, we tried people having backing tracks, and I wasn't really want to do that because I didn't want to go in the way of karaoke, but it's, I said, well, you know, a couple, and then what I'm thinking of doing now is just so anybody can, even if they haven't got a band or don't play an instrument, from 8:30 till 9, we'll give them a shot where they can bring their backing tracks, just for the half hour, get here early, gets everything going earlier, which is better for me, and then we'll get the bands on from 9 onwards.
So how did this all start then?
Oh, it started about 2009. Just walked into the Sutton Arms, funny enough. Not long moved in my flat opposite the road, and a mate of mine was in there, Tom Ptolemy, lovely fella, tattooist in the town, real nice fella. and he's chatting away as we do about tattoos and when we were rockers in the old days. And he said, "You're still doing music and that?" Because I used to do karaoke's and all that. So I said, "No," I said, "I've done anything for a while now." He said, "Well, I'm thinking of setting up an open mic." He said, "We haven't got a name for it." He said, "But I want to do it in this pub here at the Southend Arms." And so I said, "Okay, all right, let's give it a go. I'll think about it. I'll come back. I'll think about a name. See if I can come up with something, and I'll meet you tomorrow." So we had a couple of beers, shot the breeze as you do. And when the following morning, sat at home with a guitar on my lap that night, running my fingers up and down the FRETZ as you do, and I thought, there's the name. Bang, rocket science, FRETZ.
Is it inevitable that I will come back to you in the end? Is it inevitable that I will come back to you in the end? Words are over now. Do you really think time can determine you and me?
So it's every Thursday, O'Neill's.
Every Thursday in O'Neill's, from 8:30 till 11. And I say it's just come along. We've got a full PA, we've got a drum kit, we've got everything you need. Come along. And on Wednesday it's the Southend Arms, same deal, 8:30 till 11.
So from this, is there anything else you're building towards? Is there something you want to get going, up and running? What are you doing with it?
I think we'll just take it one step at a time. I think it'd be nice a little later on to maybe get a bit of promotion going on. We've had a couple of great bands come out of it. I mean, we've got the Fundamentals, which are a superb band. They played down the ship in Lee and a few other places. They literally met in FRETZ. They literally met in the Southend Arms, didn't know each other, got talking, played, got on stage, started playing, and within a short time, they had a band out there called the Fundamentals. They've got CDs out, they've got videos out and all sorts, all from FRETZ. That's exactly what we wanted to do. We had a young lady last night from a band called Born Wild. I actually named them Born Wild because when they got on stage they had such a wild set and they sang Born to be Wild, and I went, "Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I reckon these guys are born wild." And she said, "I love that name, Kenny, can I have that name?" So yeah. And we've got another band as well called Disciples, spelt D-E-C-Y, obviously, for that reason. And the reason they got their name was because I said, "What's your name?" He said, "Pete." "What's your name?" "Simon." "What's your name?" Well, it was obvious, wasn't it? The Disciples were born. And I started playing a bit of bass with them, so that's good. So it's another up-and-coming little band, Superb guitarist later on, he'll be here, Lev, superb vocalist. It's just great. And if it goes wrong, it doesn't matter, we don't really mind. It's not about professionalism. It's great when it happens, but it doesn't matter when it doesn't, because it's a laugh when we enjoy ourselves. We started off with, not very good equipment, and we've gradually, week by week, buy a little bit more, and until now we've got a full PA. Not the best in the world, it's not the best drum kit in the world, but it does the job.
Oh, that's great. I mean, so apart from all the bands that have coming in here and all that, are you going to outstretch to any other areas, or are you going to stay here and try and build it in Southend?
I think we'll just at the moment, I'm quite happy just doing the 2 nights. I'm not getting any younger. And it takes it out of you a bit, because people think it's easy getting up on stage and running what I run. And it's because you have to have personality, you have to keep everybody's feet on the ground, without them getting too high above themselves. Just make sure everybody has a great time, and so it does take it out of me a bit. And so just for now, we'll stick with Wednesday and Thursday, yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of self-promotion now. Have you got a website or anything like that you want to push?
Yeah, we've got www.fretzopenmic.com. You can go on there. At the moment, it's in its early stages. Most of the, I do a full write-up every morning, the following morning, jaded or not. Sometimes very jaded, and it doesn't get done to the afternoon, but there's always a write-up. People can go on Facebook, go on FRETZ, FRETZ, click on that, go straight to the page and read exactly what happened, if they missed it, it doesn't matter. because the atmosphere is created in what I write. Everybody knows who played, how they played, what happened, whether it's serious, whether it's a great laugh, whether it's people dancing, you know, someone with a tambourine jumping about, whatever, it's all there.
So if you think you're talented and you want to come down and show everybody what you're worth, come down here O'Neill's every Thursday or Sutton Arms every Wednesday and give it a go and come and see Ken the Cowboy.
Thanks
you.
a lot. Superb.
Cheers.
Well, I will come back to you in the end. In the end. In the end.
Oh, yeah, come on. Oh, superb.